Good day, one and all. Kathy here with another episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Welcome. Today, I'm going to attempt to make another baby card. I am sorely lacking in the baby card category, and I must admit to myself, I'm not very good at making them for some reason. So I wanted to give it another try. I have this new stamp set I got from Simon Says Stamp. This is called Oh Baby. It's SSS101815. So I wanted to give that a go. And I pulled out this old die that I made, or this stencil that I made out of plastic that I got from Amazon. I had these stacking postage stamp dies, and I just placed them on here in random spots. I did this almost a year ago now, and I just cut out my own stencil. And I'll have a link to this plastic on Amazon below. You can make and keep stencils of your own. So I'm going to do a blue card today. I'm going to make a baby boy card. And I chose GinaK's Blue Raspberry. This is 10 inches by 7 inches. It's scored at the 5-inch line, folded and creased with my bone folder. Then I have a piece of white. This measures 6 3/8 by 4 3/8. And I cut this with Waffle Flowers 5x7 lacy layer die. If you don't have that, you could cut those measurements and use just decorative edges to cut a trim, or you could leave it plain. And then a piece for the inside of the card that is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. And I'm going to do a little stamping on that today too. And a piece of white scrap paper. And that's all I'm going to need, other than this small oval die that I'm going to cut my sentiment out with. So let me get started. I'm just going to use my stamping platform as my grip mat today. Put this on here. And just want to get this just positioned where I want it over top of my card. And then I'm coming in, I'm going to start with a little bit of blue sky. And just do a light coloring on the inside of the stamp. Just a light coat. I'm not really doing the edges with this. I'm just kind of giving like a little shadow to the inside of the card. Well, inside of the stencil. Just a little bit. Now I'm going to come back in with Blue Raspberry. And this is the same color as the cardstock. And here I want to do the edges. Now it's going to look pretty bright, and that's okay, as Gina's ink have a smoothing agent in them. So it will smooth down and even out. You don't notice it quite right away. You give it about an hour or so after you're done with the card, and the color looks beautiful. I've always struggled with baby cards, and I don't really know why. I love giving and getting baby, or not getting, but I love giving baby gifts. It's just always the card making I've struggled with. And that's how my stamped image is going to look, or the stenciled image. And I'm just going to clean this off with my tidy towel. I have it here. And then I can use this over and over again. Now, I just got this set in the mail, so I haven't used it yet. I kind of want to do the stork. And I'm going to have this kind of off the edge a little bit of the stamps. And because I want to put the bag with the baby in on top. Just going to clean off the coating from the factory. That's called conditioning your stamp. And I'm just going to use my VersaFine Clair Nocturne for this. That looks good. Just leave this open. I'm going to be using quite a few of these stamps. Now the bag I want to put so it's tied right over the end of the stork's beak. I did not condition that, so we shall see how it stamps. Sometimes they stamp perfectly if you use this ink. Other times they need another coating. And that was perfect. Now, okay, I'm going to try this baby onesie. And I don't want it to be straight. I'm going to angle it a little bit inside my postage square. And I'm going to stamp it in the black. I'm going to stamp pretty much everything today in the black. That's perfect. Now there's this little itty bitty bird. I want to see if I can get that bird to stamp if it's too big on the onesie. Just want to see how that looks. So what I'm going to do is put down a piece of acetate. If it goes over the edge of the onesie, I may not want it on there. Oh, that would look cute. Okay. That will look cute. Using acetate, you can always test out your stamps to see if something's going to be how you want it to look. That's cute. Right? Now, I think I want to do these. I'm going to put the baby feet up in this corner. Yep, and that needs a second coating. So sometimes not conditioning your stamp works great. Other times you do need another coat. So don't make a big deal. If you didn't condition your stamp, don't worry about it. It will get conditioned on its own. Now, there's a little baby bib. I'm going to put that here. And again, I'm not going to go straight. And I'm loving this little stamp set. This is adorable. Okay, now what else do I want to put on there? I'm thinking a safety pin. Though I know people don't, well, most people don't use safety pins anymore. Some people do use cloth diapers still. One more. Okay. Now I'm done stamping on here, but I need to get my scrap of paper. Just move this up and pull in the paper scrap. This is what I want to stamp my sentiment on. And I want to put welcome little one. And I will condition this one. That way you can see. That's good. I don't need to stamp that again. Okay. Done with my stamping platform. Sorry for the squeak. I saw some stuff there that was on there from before that I wanted to get off. Now I'm going to die cut this out. All right. Now, I do want to do a little coloring. I'm going to use gray. This is BG038 Cool Gray. I'm going to put it on top of the blue. Not sure how that's going to look, but I wanted just to give a little bit of shading to the stork. Just going to kind of go around the edge. And you'll definitely see that on the white. All right. And I have R294 Chocolate Pink. This is for the stork's beak. Okay. Now I want to do the heart in B683 Processed Blue. And these are my Ohuhu alcohol ink markers. Now, and I think I'm going to do the bird over here in the blue also. Okay. And there was a polka dotted bib on here, but I think I'm just going to make my own little polka dots on this bib. That'll keep the continuity of this darker colored blue on the card. And I think I'll outline the stork's bag in blue. Okay, now I do want to stamp once on the inside of the card, and I think I want to do this cute little bow. If I put that at the bottom of this card and then add one little thing to it, not sure what, but let's see what happens. Now this bow is made for an A2 card, but if you see it does work nice on a 5x7. And I'm off camera, I apologize for that. Let me move my camera down just a hair. That's better. All right. What else would I like to add? I think I'll add another set of these little feet right down there in that corner. And I'm going to stamp them this time in blue raspberry just to see how they come out in that color. And of course, I got ink where I didn't want it. Cute. All right. That'll be the inside of the card. Let me get this together, bling it up, and we'll see how I did together. Okay, this will be on the inside of the card. Okay. This will go on the outside, and I'm going to use my larger one for this. Okay, now I want to put welcome little one right about there, but I want it to pop up. So I'm just going to use some foam strips. These are my low loft strips. I just left 2 strips together and made it like a fat little low loft strip. Out there. All right, now for some bling. I want to use a little bit of stickles on the stork. This is icicle. It has kind of a blue sheen to it on white and blue, which is why I want to use this color. And this is when I cut the tip off to make it a little larger opening, because this glitter has some, glitter glue has some thicker chunks in it. So it's just easier to get out if I cut the tip off, because it was a very fine point tip and wanted to clog easily. That'll be a nice sparkle there. And I think I'll add just a little bit to the bib. Not a lot, just a little. Okay. Now I'll finish it off with some micro disco ball sequins. These are by GinaK, and they have an Aurora Borealis sheen to them, so that they're pink, blue, yellow, purple, depending on whatever light you have them on. And I'm going to add, I'll add 3 over here, 3 over here, 1 there, and 1 there. And see how that looks. And I'm going to put them cup side up today. These ones are so tiny that you can easily put them cup side down, and they look just as nice. It gives it a different effect. Whereas, you know, the larger sequins, they look best cup down. Well, at least in my opinion. Come on, get off there. Okay, that's my card for today. Not too bad for a baby card. The more practice I do, hopefully the better I get. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And if you're interested in making your own stencils, you know, check out that link below. You can get any kind you want, or you can even do it on paper. But if you do it on this plastic, you have more of a reusable stencil. All right, catch you later.